Behind me I have a two-door 2002 Ford Explorer. Bad fuel pump. I had problems locating the fuel pump. Some of you might. I was like, where the hell is this? I don't want to have to drop the tank. That seems pretty hard. So I started grinding in the back. The back hatch don't open, so I can't quite show you. But what happened was I was grinding right back there and found out I was in the wrong location. It's actually right in between these seats. They fold up like that. You get in between this driver's side seat and there's bolts. I'm guessing this is some sort of cover for the fuel pump. There you go. Pick back up where we left off. I took off these two bolts. They connected to the bottom of the front end seat. And then you're able to peel back this carpet, but it got stuck right about here. So I had to make a slit right there and a slit over here to pull it all the way back. From looking at the other side, I'm guessing that there's no access panel for right here, which I'm correct. But we're gonna cut one open. So I got it cut out. My cuts are a little off. Here's the two bolts where the bottom of the seat mounts. There's your 2 points that I'd use to reference. Bring it back to about the flush of the back of the seat. And I would say flush, if not past this bolt a little bit. I'm gonna cut out right here, bring it out to this point, then bring this back about yay far. That's my rough cut. Maybe y'all will be able to get a cleaner cut on yours. Use those access points. It's two-door 2002 Explorer. So I got to thinking about it. Those fuel lines are solid. In order to lift that out, to change it out, I'm gonna have to cut further back. Maybe to all the way to even to that plastic. This casing, I cut it right there. It stretches all the way underneath both seats. I'm gonna use it as a hatch door after I get it all cut out and replaced. Putting it right there, it's all fucked up. So I'm not even gonna use that bolt. I'm gonna probably drill it out, make sure it stays in between that bolt reference. Use it to cover a majority. Where I got my new cut, it's not gonna cover all the way, but it'll cover most of the way. So bring it up a little. I'll tweak it. I'll walk you guys through it after I get it all done. Show you how to get these clips off. Take it by this side. Pop it off. I don't know if you've seen that very well. Guessing them fuel lines just come right off. We beat them out of there. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out and show you guys with the other one. So I got it all cut out to the size I wanted. Pretty decent hole. We'll figure out a way to fix it. Maybe a piece of sheet metal and some rivets or something. I wouldn't suggest grinding, cutting, or any sparks after you take the bolts off. 8mm bolts. Pulling it out with the fuel rails attached, impossible. It's a push lock system. There's a little tool that goes over these. You push in there, there's little clips inside there, and it'll release. Without that, you can't go any further. Another trip back to AutoZone. Woo woo. In this particular case, my fuel pump isn't bad. Just one of the hoses on the fuel pump is cracked, causing a leak. Not enough sufficient oil or fuel pressure to start my car. Listen closely. Now how I lift this up. Take this off and lift it up. I might get one good squirt out of it. You hear the hum, so you know the fuel pump's working. I'm gonna make a little maintenance repair, see if I can get another fuel line for this pump. And throw it back together. I just want to give you guys an idea of why my fuel pump stopped working. I tried to use electrical tape, probably a dumbass idea, but that fuel rail right there, fuel line, is busted. When I turned the key over, at first it made no hum. I didn't get it at all. Didn't even prime. Maybe a bad connection, something. But now it's doing it every time. When I turn my key over, means the pump works. It's just not that fuel line. I'm wondering if I can improvise with this hose. I randomly found it in my yard. It looks like to be about the same. We'll find out and I'll let you guys know. I went and bought this tool from AutoZone for 10 bucks. 3/8 to 5/16 tool. Don't be mistaken and buy this one that's 1/2 inch to 3/8. That little notch is the only part that goes in there. It's not really all that great. This one allows you to reach all the way in there and clamp around like so and push it all the way in there. You won't be able to hammer it off. Once you get it all the way to the back end of that, you'll have to take your pliers and wiggle. If you cut open like I did, be careful of the serrated edge. Like I said, after you remove the fuel pump, do not use sparks. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it with the camera on so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. I highly recommend those Milwaukee Fuels, the brushless. No endorsement, but it is a good tool. Come on, you bitch. So, looks like we're running into another problem with these being attached in there. I'm gonna get a closer look at it. Keep you all updated. So, I never quite found out how to do that. But if you're fortunate like me and you have the same problem, I just bought some clamps, 1/2 inch tubing. It might be, yeah, whatever. It was 3/8 tubing right here. Some clamps. And just took the old piece off. This is what was all fucked up. I cut it off because I didn't have the crimp things. I just left the old crimp on there. Clamp them together. I'm gonna stick it all back together and see if it starts. Folks, don't be like me and make the stupid mistake of letting that drop in there. Finally fished it out, but it was not fun. Because I can't, like I said, I can't get this all the way out because that cord goes up under here on the other side. Imagine that clip comes out, but then you gotta undo all the wires attached to it. It's almost easier to splice those wires and put them back together to pull the whole pump off. Just remember your color sequence. All right, time to put this back together and fire this bad boy up. So it worked, but it has a kink in that patch that I did. So when I turn it on, hold on. It'll run. It was running longer than that, whether you believe me or not. And not with a kink in the line. So, time to pull it back off, fix the kink, then we're done. There is the god-awful kink that kept the car from running. I thought maybe the fuel line would build enough pressure to undo it. It does, but it doesn't sustain enough pressure to keep the engine running. So, take that back off. I don't cut what, maybe another inch off right there. Pull it up and it should undo the kink. All right, I'll get to it and I'll bring you back to it. All right, so it looks like I got most of the kink out of it. I'll attach the fuel rails and see if I can get it to start. I don't think I'm gonna bolt it down yet, just in case. All right. I'm working by myself, so I'm gonna try to get you guys an angle. Just push that back in there till you hear it click. I'm gonna wait for the click. Put that back in there. You can hear it kick on. Oh yeah. That's what happens when you don't have the fuel rail on all the way, guys. It's proof that it's working. Enough to pop the fuel rail line off, huh? Well, I'm gonna try to hold the phone with my legs. No. I'll just fucking hold the phone while I do it, I guess. That should stay on there this time around. Oh shit. It's on there. That's for sure. There's another half a gallon of fuel wasted. Wonder if it's on all the way this time. Nope. See guys, we're all human, make mistakes. I'm not gonna be the guy to cut out my mistakes. We're gonna figure this shit out together so you guys don't have to make the same ones I do. All right. I'll hold my phone with my legs and use both hands. That feels like it's together. I heard a click. All right. It's running. I would say that's a successful repair, guys. Yeah. All right, time to bolt her back together. Turn this thing off. And this first. Yikes. Maybe that has something to do with it. It has something to do with not being airlocked, airtight. Emission systems are a little picky, but it's dying out right now. I'm gonna put it back together, take it for a test run. We'll find out. I would suggest, after getting the repairs done, I'm really too worried about them fuel clips, but I better go ahead because some of you guys will hate on me for it. After you get the pair fully finished, car's running, stable, not dying, I would suggest throwing a floor mat down, then pulling your carpet over and bolting your seat down, just to have that extra room between you and the fuel pump. I'll probably use my knife, cut out little notches for those. I'll show you the finished product. There's what it looks like after I cut the little holes in there. I'm gonna pull this carpet back over and bolt my seat back down. Even though this doesn't screw back in place, the carpet is shaped to it. So you wanna just kind of set it in there and then place the rug over it. I got my seat and the rug all fixed, and then noticed that it won't just look right without that box right there. I cut mine completely right there. And when it sets back down, it'll look natural.